Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So I don't know if there's a lot of you that know, and I've got over 400 subscribers or something. But I thought I'd just share it just in case no one knows. So I have clinical depression. It hasn't been easy living with it. Hasn't been easy at all. I still get days where I struggle. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I definitely struggle. What would be good would be to have people you can trust around you. Trusting people is not easy nowadays. It's not easy at all. But Allah knows best. And I place my full trust in Allah. I would ask a question to anyone watching this though. Does depression make a person weaker or stronger? And another thing that if you're someone who suffers with depression, know that there's people around you, love you, they care about you, and they're worried about you. They just can't show it because they don't know how to. What I would say is if you feel like things are getting too much for you and you can't speak to those around you and you just want to let off your thinking and what's going on in your head, you can call the Samaritans. It's completely free. You can call them 24/7. They've helped me before, and I'm sure they'll help you if you need them. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. السلام عليكم. If you're someone who's fought depression and you've survived and you're still surviving, well done to you. all down to you. Like, fighting depression is not easy. And what a lot of people don't understand, not even don't understand, depression doesn't allow them to understand the fact that they don't need to fight it alone. Literally, they have all the people around them who love them, who want to be with them, who wants to support them, i.e. support you. If you're watching this and you're feeling depressed or you're feeling overwhelmed or anything of that nature, just know there's people around you. Ya Sabr Ya Shafi. All you need to call on is Allah. Don't ever forget that. You don't call on nothing else to get involved. Allah is sufficient. How about that? Bro, you don't need no intermediary. Do you not get that? This ain't Catholicism, my guy. This is Islam. You have a direct connection with the Creator Himself. We ain't Catholics out here, bro. We're mu'mins. I believe whatever the Quran Kareem says. Yeah? Whatever is written in Quran, I believe. How about that? That's what it means to call yourself a Muslim. Yeah, in case you didn't know, that's what it means to call yourself a Muslim. To follow the Quran and follow the Sunnah. Yeah? Get to know, man. Oh, come to the park. Yeah, whatever. Relax yourself. You're not on that. Trust me, you're not on that. You're not on that. Oh, you see you. You just can't. Do you know where you are? Like, you're in my domain. Yeah, you know you're in my domain. This is my house. This is literally my house. I can take your voice away in here. I can make you disappear in here. That's the powers I have. But it's alright, you got the comment section popping, so keep doing your thing, innit? Alright, let's come back onto topic. Depression. Know that there's people around you that love you, care about you, and want to see you succeed in this dunya and in the akhirat. Yeah, in the world here, in the world to come. Yeah, don't ever forget that, because that's one thing that Shaitan wants you to forget. He wants you to forget that you're surrounded by positive people. He wants you to forget that these people, astaghfirullah, not sacrifice themselves for you, but they would go to certain extents for their brother or their sister. You get what I mean? And this is what's important, and it's fundamental for you to remember this, because the devil, yeah, as we know him, is our sworn enemy, and he will do everything in his power, yeah, his or her power, to take you away from what is good for you. Because having depression and living with it is not good for you. To a certain extent, some would argue. Um, but for me, I feel like if I didn't have this depression, and if I wasn't going through or hadn't have gone through the experiences that I did, I would not have found Allah. I would not have found Allah. This was necessary. Everything that's happened was a necessity for me to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. Definitely. Qadr of Allah. Don't ever forget that. What I would say is, if there's any brothers out there that live in South East London that feel like they can speak to someone who's got depression, um, and encourage their brother, for example, me, to get closer to Allah and to be a positive influence in my life, then I would appreciate for them to reach out. But I don't want no brothers reaching out if they feel like I'm going to affect them in a negative way. Does that make sense? Because I don't want that. Astaghfirullah. May Allah protect me from affecting anyone negatively. If anything, I want to affect people in a positive way. I want to affect people to make them feel like they should be closer to Allah. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, if there's any brothers in Southeast London, reach out to me. Reach out to me. Inshallah. And always remember, you don't need no intermediary. We're not Christians, we're not Catholics, we're not like any other religion. Like, we have a direct connection to Allah Azza wa Jal. We don't need a priest, we don't need a pastor, we don't need an imam, we don't need none of that. We need to pray to Allah. It's time to pray to Allah. We prostrate and we have our connection with our Creator. Direct, one to one. Another thing that I would suggest, if you have depression, do your salahs for real, because the salah helps. Yani salah is no joke. When you're praying your salah on point, as someone, this is my own experience, I'm going to explain to you now, yeah? Shaitan will whisper and whisper and whisper and whisper. And best believe he's not going to be whispering to the ones that are deviating. Yeah, he's not whispering to them ones because they've already gone off the track. They're not on Sirat al Mustaqim no more. Shaitan is waiting on what path? He's waiting on the path of righteousness, the path that leads to Allah Azza wa Jal. Yeah, don't ever forget that. Because he's looking for the believers. He's looking for the ones that want to get closer to Allah or already are close to Allah. Yeah, those are the ones that he wants to take off the straight path. Just think seriously. Think long and hard about your enemy, your sworn enemy. That's what Allah calls him, you know. Allah Azza wa Jalla calls him our sworn enemy, literally. Know thy enemy. That's what I would say to you. Know thy enemy. Because if you don't know your enemy, then you don't know yourself. How about that? again, I feel like I went off topic a little bit, but I don't think I did. If you suffer with depression, you've got anxiety, or you have any mental health issues that make you feel like you're alone, no one's got your back, everything you do is just null and void. These sorts of things, from my personal opinion and from an Islamic perspective, these sorts of thoughts genuinely come from the whisper of the devil. Yeah, and I'm more than happy if I'm wrong. Then a brother or a sister can correct me in the comments, inshallah ta'ala, and may Allah forgive me. But as far as I'm aware, when you hear negative things, yeah, being whispered, that is shaitan. That's what's worse. Yeah. And that is what, I don't want to say that's what depression is, but it's a form of it. Yeah? The depression is the fact that your mind starts to take over, or your thoughts, i.e., the West gets worse and worse and worse. So if you start to feel like your depression is kicking in and it's getting worse and worse, then I would say to you, like I said, stay on point of the salah. Even if you miss salah, catch up on them. Catch up on them. Yeah. If you missed Fajr and it's what, 3 prayers into the day. Yeah. So you've missed Fajr, you've missed Dhuhr and Asr. Yeah. Catch up on all of them. Catch up on all of them. What's gonna happen? Well, it's gonna take you 6, 7, 8 minutes. 8 minutes, yo. Let's say 8 minutes. 8 minutes for the first one. Another 8 minutes, and then another 8 minutes. How much of your time has that taken up? Just over 20 minutes. Come on. I'm sure we can spare Allah 20 minutes. The creator of the heavens and the earth, and we can't spare him 20 minutes out of the day. Don't let the devil trick you. Don't let the devil get into your head, make you say, oh, you missed one. What's going to happen if you miss another one? Ah, yeah, you missed the second one as well. What's the point? That means you haven't prayed 5 times a day. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Yeah. Don't allow shaitan to defeat you. Use the Quran. Use the glorious Quran, the cure for humanity. I just wanted to say that. Yeah, there's days when I feel, yeah, may Allah Azza wa Jal forgive me. There is days when this depression thing, yeah, gets me down, and it feels like, I don't know how to explain it. Let me describe it to you like this. Don't kick a man while he's down. I feel like depression is kicking me multiple times while I'm down. That's the only way of describing it. So I'm down, I'm battered, yeah, I'm injured, like bruised, whatever you want to call it. And then depression comes along and it's like, oh, yeah, right there. Kick, back, like, just laying into me while I'm down already, huh? Yeah. Like I said, Islam has helped me a lot. I'm someone who's tried medication for my depression and anxiety. Multiple medications. I'm not gonna go into what they are. The side effects of these drugs, I cannot begin to describe the side effects. Yeah. I'll give you just a few of them. Nausea, not sleeping, oversleeping, overeating, not eating enough. Yani these are the effects of these pharmaceuticals that I was being given, like sweets to pop. All I need is Allah. I don't need no pharmaceuticals. I don't need none of these. None of it. The word of Allah is sufficient. I can assure you it is sufficient. You just got to believe it in here. You know what I mean? You got to believe it. And you got to put the time and effort in to understand what the Quran is. Because a lot of people, they don't understand it. They really don't get what Quran is. To them, it's just a book, it's guidelines, it's this. It's not just that. There is so much more to the Quran. So much more. And it's a cure. Allah Azza wa Jal himself tells us the Quran is a cure. In fact, the Quran is the cure. Anyway, I've been going for around 21 minutes. I've got 4 of you watching. I've got 1 thumbs up. Jazakallah khair for the thumbs up. I will say this much to you all. May Allah bestow His mercy and His blessings upon all of you. May He shower you with goodness, and may He keep you on the Sirat al-Mustaqim, on the straight path. And may He make sure that we are not among those that have gained His anger. Ameen. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.